Well, hello and welcome. And today we are looking at events leading up to the November polls, if indeed it's going to be in November. And there's so many things that we need to iron up. Political parties have to be present the audited forms, have branches all over. The EC itself has to get itself together, open up this registration so that we all go out, take the ghosts out, the young ones out, the foreigners out, and so that we can have some credibility with this electoral vote and all matters leading up to November 7th. Indeed, one of my guests has already sent a warning to the EC that if you don't get your act together, I'm going to drag you through court. It's going to be a very, very, very exciting show. You don't want to miss it. My name is Naran Sakwao the Fourth, Akwamu Edumasahene, and also your host. When I come back, I'll introduce my guest, and the conversation is just too interesting. Don't go. Well, thank you very much for staying, and let me just quickly go ahead and introduce my guest. Sat directly next to me is Mr. Jacob Osei-Yeboah, who's an independent presidential candidate who's very, very well known. It's not news to you. Jay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Nana.
Long time no see, but good to see you.
I'm happy to also see you.
Good. And then we have on the set Mr. Kofi Akpaloo, who is the presidential candidate for the Independent People's Party. Now we're going to find him a bottle of Casa Preco because Ambantamusa. He's not been on the show before.
Oh, really?
No problem. We'll manage.
You see now.
We'll manage.
So, Kofi, you're welcome.
Thank you, Nana.
But, John, let me start with you. I mean, just going up to November elections, and there's just so many issues that are not completely dealt with, and we are just gradually rolling into November. We have a backlog from the Supreme Court where whether shall means compulsory or shall means optional. So we have all these issues rolling into November. As we stand now, everybody's waiting for the EC to bring this holy grail, which is the register, so that we all walk up there and delete names of those who are dead, and those who are not Ghanaians may not be able to re-register to come out, so that we can have some credibility going forward. Indeed, in the Daily Graphic today, it says clean up electoral roll or face courts. Osei-Yeboah threatens EC. So what's that with that? I mean, what are your challenges with this one, Jake?
Thank you, and a very good evening to your viewers. Mainly, you see, what is actually going on is, I see it, there's so much noise in the system. And most of us are actually failing to quietly analyze what is actually going on. And especially from the political parties, in particular NPP and NDC, that always claim that they have the men, but this biometric technology, we're having so much noise. And sometimes I feel sorry that my team has never been invited to IPAC. I mean, to actually maybe share our views and our ideas with them. And so we wonder what actually goes on.
What's the recommendation before you get invited to IPAC?
I say that I'm not a political party,
okay,
because and IPAC is inter-party advisory committee. So basically, if we actually sit down to analyze the whole thing, and then employing expertise in terms of biometric technology, all of us will understand, and then we tend to know what to do. Because when I took time to go through the CI 91, I realized that Regulation 23, which talks about exhibition, was actually trying to enumerate the law governing what, in terms of technical software terminology, what we call validation. And then that of Regulation 27, they actually enumerated in detail what we call verification. Because with computers, we have an axiom that says that garbage in, garbage out. That is, you must always guide and guard what you feed into the computer in order for you to get the needed output as specified. Okay, so when you read CI 91, Regulation 23, which talks about exhibition, it's actually using the exhibition of the OMR technology. The OMR technology is the one that we use for the 208 register. Okay, so
what does he do and what does he mean to the layman?
What it means is that that one, because there was no biometric technology, all what was happening was that you have your photo and your bio details. So during exhibition, you just go and check whether your name has been spelled correctly and so on and so forth. And if everything is all right, then you take. But we are now employing biometric technology. And without using any of your biometrics, either your iris, or either your palm, your fingerprints and things like that, then it means that you are no more using biometric. And so with the verification, which is the output, okay, actually stated in that Regulation 27, that the system, the computer internal system will compare your fingerprints together with your facial as well as your bio details in order to verify that the input with the exhibition should have actually guided is right. But then what is going to happen is that once the input, that is during exhibition, we did not allow people to put their fingerprints so that the exhibition officer can actually see the photo that is popping up, checking the photo on the screen, as well as that on the voter's ID card, and then compare the details so that I will know that this indeed is Jacob Osei-Yeboah, the independent presidential candidate. Now, if you fail to do that, what is going to end up is that at the point that we are certifying the register, we're going to have the dead, as we will not be able to clean the dead. We're going to have all what is not needed, and especially those even with NHIS card and so on and so forth, the possible foreigners and things like that. Then what is the essence? It means that we've defeated the essence of the...
I thought the rule was that when they open the register, you come there to sort of verify. So those who, I mean, the dead won't come. So if they don't come and they don't come to verify, they're taken out.
You know, not with this one. You see, the other challenge too that we have is that, you see, those who developed the law, okay, were very conscious of the fact that they did not mandate the EC on its own as a commission to be able to delete names. And that is why they have processes that even if you present the death certificate of someone, the EC on its own cannot delete that person unless it goes through the committee. And that committee will have a head, and at the end of the day, all of them will accept the fact with the High Court, okay, will accept the fact that the person is indeed dead, and then that name could be taken away. And I think that they did this in good faith. Other than that, if EC on its own can actually delete the names of people, then what it will mean is that, just as we know the accusations and counter-accusations, oh, EC on its own has deleted more of a particular party, then it will become a problem. And so that is why the Supreme Court order that delete according to law is becoming a problem. Because the law, as stated in CI 91, says that you need to go through the processes and committees in order to delete. So even after, according to law, if it is according to law, the way I understand it is that the EC would have to go through, oh, I've identified that these people use the NHIS card, okay? And therefore, if I have to delete, I need to go and present it to the committee and say that these are the names that I've won. The committee will go through and say, okay, that is the case, let's delete it. But no, let's be honest with ourselves. If we were to go through this, it will take the EC ages. And this was the same difficulty that we had with the 208 register. And that is why we employed the biometrics. And so it's very difficult. And again, with the debt, about over almost 600,000, then it means that it will be near impossible for us to do that. And that is why there's the need, as we try to employ the biometric technology, we ensure that we use that biometric system that we call the validation. Go put your finger on the machine, let it pop up your facial photos and your bio details. If you are the one, then we certify you that you can vote. I don't know, Nana, if you remember, in the 1980s, and then even early 90s, those of us who were holding Ghanaian passport, you could see that the passport had not expired. But you see that it's valid in all countries except South Africa. Are you with me? And so we have, in our daily life, we always validate to ensure that an input into something is as specified, is as needed. And in Ghana, with the voter ID, apart from being 18, you must also be a Ghanaian and of sound mind and things like that.
Let me bring Kofi in here. Kofi, what are your challenges leading up to November 7th with validation of the voters register?
I think it's a waste of time and a waste of human resources and money. You know, there's no need to even waste time to go on this validation process and stuff like that, because what are we looking to achieve? Because if you had to do validation today and somebody have traveled outside this country for a business or something very important to him or her, and the person is not able to come before that process ends, are you saying we are going to deny that person from voting, or we are going to remove that person's name? It's not necessary. You see, winning an election, what some people are wasting their time and energy on will not give them vote, will not give them power. If you want to win an election, you have to go down to the people, give them a message that will make them happy to vote for you. What are the concerns of the people? What is bothering them? Find out, and then talk to them and tell them how you're going to solve those problems. People are looking for monies in their pocket. So what message are you sending to them, telling them that when you come to power, you're going to do this to fix that problem? That is what people want to hear. It's not about wasting money, wasting time, wasting human years, that validation, this, that, new register. This is a country where we live. We don't have a central database. We don't have a residential address system. Now, how are you going to get all these things done without people coming up by saying that, hey, we don't believe in this, we don't believe in that? Let's get the foundation right. Let's make sure every individual living in this country has an ID. Let's have all the houses. Let's make sure we have address, link them together. And even it's not going to solve only these our electoral issues, but rather it's going to help us reduce crime rate. You know, because now if I know where you live, if you know where I live, you'll be able to know my background going forward, so that even if I've committed a crime before, the police will be able to have data about me.
We only have up to November, and we can't have the national ID system, which is ideal. we have all agreed, consensus agreed, that listen, there are too many people on the voters register going forward, and you as a presidential candidate, you need people to vote for you. How do you trust that the number of people in Dansuman or the number of people in North Kaneshi, if they are 4,000, yet on the voters register I said there are 16,000, how do you make sure that
I think you see, anybody who concludes that the number of people on the voter register is too many, I mean, I don't know where it's coming from. Because, you see, this is a country, we don't have a central database. So who can tell me the number of Ghanaians living in this country and the total population of Ghanaians? We don't know. So how do you conclude that we are too many on the register? Until we are able to come out with the total number of Ghanaians, then you can stick your neck out and say, hey, there are too many people on the register. Because one, some people are coming, I'm kidding, Nana, with all due respect, people are coming out with like, oh, we are 25 million. Some are saying we are 27 million. Some are saying 25 point this. You know, we don't have the exact number of Ghanaians. So first thing first, let's get everybody from day old to the last person. Let's register everybody. Let's know Ghanaians living abroad who are frequenting in and out. Let's get them on board. Register everybody. Then you can now conclude that, oh, we have 50 million Ghanaians or 40 million Ghanaians or 22 million Ghanaians. Other than that, oh, it's just guesswork. We are just guessing. As a country, we are just guessing. And we should be ashamed of ourselves, both the main opposition and those in government now. Because those who have been in opposition, those who are, I'm talking about MPP and then this NDC, they have been running this country and they were not able to do this. Are you okay? And now they are turning around, putting blames on the EC.
No, so, I mean, Kofi, I just want to find out from you. I mean, so many quarters from, the EC itself, all the, voting fraternity agree that the voters register, there are too many people on there, including dead people, young people, and allegedly foreigners. So even though we may not have the exact number, do you not agree that, look, there may be a little bit more than necessary on the list?
I will not agree with that to some extent, because this is a country whereby we should go deeper into our constitution to know who qualifies to be a Ghanaian. Now, if my mom is from Togo and my dad is from Ghana, I'm a Ghanaian by constitution. If my grandmom is a Ghanaian and my dad and my mom, they are all from Zimbabwe, or maybe one is from South Africa, and my grandmom is a Ghanaian, I'm also a Ghanaian. That's based on our constitution. Now, so first and foremost, we need to know who qualifies to be a Ghanaian. Until that is done, you cannot sit somewhere and say, this guy is a foreigner, and here is a country, we have people who doesn't have a birth certificate. So how do you know that this guy is 18 or whatever? So we have to all admit that we didn't do things right from the beginning. Now, it has come back to haunt us. So now, let's pause. Let's do the right thing. The right thing is that after this election, after this, like you said initially, that we have only 5 months or whatever to go into the elections. After these elections, let's all go back to the drawing board and say, hey, let's build the foundation again. Let's register every person who claims to be a Ghanaian. Let's register them from day old to, and no matter where they live, if they live outside this country or they live within, let's register everybody, and then we take it from there. But people going to court that we should change the register, we should validate, we should do all this, it will not change anything.
Let me just remind you that Joy News, in collaboration with the Judicial Service and the Ghana Prison Service Council, present Left to Rot, a sequel to Seth Kwame Boateng's Locked and Forgotten documentary on the state of Ghana prisons. Official premiere is at the auditorium of the new Judicial Court Complex in Accra. This is on the 22nd of June 2016, 22nd of June 2016 at 3 p.m. and it is strictly by invitation. So if you want to go, this is the number 0243 149 169. 0243 149 169. Call them for more information. And let's proudly say that Seth Kwame Boateng is also the Abakoma Hene of the Little Republic of Akwamu, Edumasa. So, this is one of our own. I'm taking a quick break and we're coming straight back. Well, 0560 800 000, 0560 800 000. send your contributions, your questions in so that we have a beautiful show. But let's say the thrills on multi-TV just got more exciting. Joy Prime continues to give you real entertainment. Adoma introduces the next tree novella, Vera, and your election headquarters, Joy News, is giving you all the first-hand and accurate information to make a discerning decision about this year's election. Spread the good news. Inform all your contacts who lost their signal after our upgrade to quickly reconnect their multi-TV to catch up with all the excitement on multi-TV. They can either contact an accredited dealer or an accredited installer in their localities, and can also call multi-TV on the following for assistance. So get your pens ready. There's quite a few numbers to give you, right? It's 030-2211-693, 030-2211-694, 030-2211-695, 0244-340-415, 0244-340-424. So call these numbers, get your multi-TV working. Maybe your mom's is broken, just like mom. Okay, have the numbers to reconnect. But Jacob, let me come to you. How do we know this thing is bloated? I mean, we don't know how many people even live in the country who's Ghanaian and who's not. So why are we jumping up and down saying that the thing is bloated and therefore we need to take some people off?
No, Nana, if you quite remember, at the EC Forum, the eminent panelist report, and it's based on statistics, okay? Even the death from 2012 up to date was estimated in that report to be 586,000. That is the death. It's based on statistics, okay? And so it's not that people are just saying that it's over bloated. And so the death alone. You see, and for us to assume that it's just simple, it's not just simple, because we're talking about analysis. In the sense that if you have 600,000 over bloated, we will say that maybe the elections turnout was let's say 60%. In actual fact, if we had taken out the dead, the turnout would have increased to, let's say, 80%. So it makes all the analysis there. Again, if you have minus on it, anyone on the electoral roll is believed to be 18 years and above. And therefore, when we want to do demographic analysis of even voters, we will assume that those above 18 years are so much. Meanwhile, in the country, it is not up to that. So it's not as simple as we might assume. And then more especially, because of the 2012 electoral litigation, we need to make sure that we have accurate figures in order not to blare out any form of misconception that if someone loses, the person might say, hey, I don't understand. Because the atmosphere, the political landscape is actually charged. And that is why, because if we have overbloated register, it gives room for the possibility of ballot box stuffing. Okay, and then coming to think of the fact that, I mean, the IPAC met and then gave a definition for overbloated register to mean that if the number of vote cards does not exceed the number on the register, then it means that it's not overbloating. And again, you know that with the no verification, no vote, I mean, we've assumed that, and that is constitutional, that assuming that the biometric machine fails to verify you on that day, then there's another, you can use paper trail in voting. You know, what that means is that there's that likelihood, because of what goes on, for us to say, oh no, the biometric machine wasn't working in our area. For that matter, we use all the paper trail. And if that register is overbloated, I mean, you know that it can easily be stuffed, and then it can bring in a whole lot of misunderstanding. So it's not as simple as when we say that we need to clean it. I mean, the eminent panelists, statisticians, and everybody, all of us are agreeing. And then we're talking about the credibility of the elections. You see, in order to create a credible register, we need to do this to make sure that the level of accuracy is important. In statistics, we have what we call the confidence level. Now you can, as a nation, we can assume that we are looking at the 98 confidence level of our electoral register credibility, 95. The list could be 90. Now what we do with the 90, then it should tell us, it can actually tell us the extent with which we need to clean and make sure that we have a very credible register going forward. So it's not as simple analysis and something. And after all, I have done a lot of studies with this NIA issues, identification and things like that. It's good, the way we are setting up NIA. But I can assure you that in most developed countries, especially Germany, that I've understood it a lot, and they are on top when it comes to biometric identity in the world. I mean, you could see that the setup of NIA cannot actually help us, because we did, just as His Excellency Apalu was saying, you can link it up with the security agencies. And for that matter, we shouldn't restrict ourselves to NIA alone as a panacea in solving this issue. We need identity, and that identity is not actually meant for voting alone. But when it comes to the voter ID card, if even we have the national identification card, one has to be validated in order to vote. Are you with me? So that is something that we need as a nation. So it's not that the moment we have a NIA card, that resolves all the problem, and then we'll tend to know and then understand the population. No, we're talking about people who can actually vote.
Jake, this election is a very charged one. MPP's candidate, Nanado, this is his last bite at the cherry. So they're going all out to make sure that, listen, after long service, leading his party 3 times, he must win. President Mahama has also, done a lot of work and wants to continue, doesn't want to hand over to anybody. Will quote and unquote the smaller parties like this year say, look, you know what, let's align with the big players, and then maybe henceforth move on to their independence, or you're still going to stand independent? Would you align with one of the big boys for now, fight the fight, and then going forward break away?
You see,
because of how charged the atmosphere is.
And you see, and that is what bleeds my heart. I mean, when you realize that these major political parties, especially the MPP and NDC, they always charge the atmosphere. Let me be honest, I mean, they've become a law unto themselves. They act as a party that they are bigger than the laws of the country. Because, you see, because the Afarijan's Electoral Commission did not nurture lawfulness in the dispositions of these political parties. And because of that, to me, they are not seen as political parties. That is not how political parties must behave. I mean, look at whenever there's a by-election, even their own internal elections, some are being killed, others are being maimed, most offices are blazed. I mean, they are more like Boko Haramists and then Talibanistic parties, not a political party as we want to, we witness in other jurisdictions or developed areas. So it shouldn't be charged. I am not aligning myself with any of them, because you see, you must become the change that you believe in. And I have understudied these political parties.
Is the change you want not too drastic?
Sorry?
Is the change you want not too drastic, and that you could get the same change, bits?
No, it's not too drastic, but you need time to let people assimilate the change that you want to bring. I understand the principles of change management, what you need to go through. That is why in 2012 I announced my presence that independent, all what I wanted to achieve is that the independent presidential system is the only alternative to political party system. If you vote one political party out and you bring in another political party, it's not a change. I mean, after all, we've seen the two of them. Okay, but then, as an independent, in a multi-ethnic societies across Africa, I think that the kind of leadership that we need is the independent presidential system. And to be honest with you, and then with your viewers, Benin in 2006, always the atmosphere was being charged, just like the MPP and NDC, by Kreku and Soglo party, just like Mahama and then Nanado's party. And these Beninese, I came to the realization in 2006, after the witnesses of what happened in Ivory Coast and across Africa, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and so on, they said that no, enough is enough with this political party. And then they voted Thomas Yayi as an independent president in 2006. He had 2 terms. And so in this year, 2016 March, that was his 2 terms. So he was to go away. And do you know what again happened? The Beninese had again voted for another independent in the person of His Excellency Patrice Talon. And do you know what? The incumbent prime minister was with Thomas Yayi and was with the party, the Benin Kauri party. They did not vote for him. Why? Because they've tested the independent presidential system. Because it will take someone who is an independent to endear himself to the heartbeat of the nation in terms of development. He is not aligned to any political party. So his vision is to help the nation. And that is what I believe. And it's not someone that somebody will say, hey, he's for this party. Now look at what we're doing to ourselves. Anytime that you vote for MPP or NDC, you have 50% of our population that are against the government. You have 50% of the population that will defend, will call evil good. You have 50% of the population that will only counter political equalization. And they are not good things. You came to steal. You came to steal. This is what we've been witnessing on our radio, on our TV station. And it doesn't go well for us. We need to have that kind of momentum to move this nation forward.
Kofi in here. Same thing, Kofi. I mean, would you find one of the big players and say, look, because of the stakes this year, look, I'm aligning with you, and then maybe in the next 4 years, heading towards 2020, I'll move my supporters and then go on my own?
Oh, 2016 is a done deal. I'm going to win the elections. IPP will win the elections. If you look around, maybe you might think...
I would appreciate if you say, I would have enough votes for a big party to come to me to negotiate.
No, I will win the elections. It's a done deal. I will win these elections. Because we are the only party who have been able to come out with our manifesto at the moment. We are the first party to release our manifesto. And all the stuff inside there is what bothering Ghanaians.
Nobody cares about manifesto.
Oh, yeah, they do. A lot of people care because we are promising that we're going to put money directly into people's pocket by way of introducing child benefit and unemployment benefit. We are looking to set up a $10 billion job fund.
We are, is it 12% deficit we are struggling to catch up?
It's about, you see, Ghana, IPP, we are considering Ghana to be like a company in a distress that's looking for new management. So we don't see Ghana as if they have money sitting somewhere that we are going to use those money to. We are looking at Ghana as if it doesn't have anything, and we are going to use their brains to work to turn things around.
So you pay all the debts, have surpluses?
No, you don't need to pay all debts. All that you have to do is that you have to do arrangement. You have to arrange with the creditors. If taking over a new company to turn things around, there are so many things that you have to put in place. So that's how we are seeing Ghana as a company that's in financial distress that require new management to turn things around. And that's exactly what IPP we are going to do. But I can promise you by 7th of November, IPP will win the elections.
They are married, the car power, all this 500, 300 million. I mean, you have to pay.
Oh yeah, we have to pay, but who have to pay? The consumers who are consuming electricity have to pay. So that's why we support that. We have to privatize the electricity company of Ghana and add more players into the system to distribute power. We don't need to dwell too much on ECG with this inefficiency. We have to do things right.
But I think you are, even if somebody was going to vote for you, you are frightening them.
Oh no, I don't want you to vote for me because I want to condone wrongdoing.
No, I'm talking about practicality and reality. I mean, the guy knows the state in which the country is and is not expecting any child benefit or any unemployment benefit.
But some people do. Some people do.
They're expecting that?
Yeah, some people.
Why are they
Yeah, because if they can pay you, let's say, 25,000 cedis every month for being an MP, and at the end of your term, as an MP, somebody can give you 500,000 cedis as what they call the ex gratia or something like that, with all the perks and everything. And we can afford those things. And you are telling me I cannot pay somebody 50 cedis as child benefit.
No,
then you're not being fair.
MPs don't get 25,000, and there's only 275 of them.
Oh, yeah. So if you are promising that we're going to pay 50 cedis to every child below 18 years every month, I mean, it's a peanut.
How many children do you estimate
we are looking at 10.5 million children, and we are looking to put 6.3 billion Ghana cedis every year into that. And then we are also looking to introduce unemployment benefit, and that one we are looking to pay 4 million Ghanaians, and that one is going to cost us 4.8 billion Ghana cedis. So in totality, we are looking to put 11.1 billion. But the net outflow, we are looking at 3.7 billion. Because
when you 25% of the GDP gone.
Oh yeah, because we are going to grow the economy. We are going to stimulate the economy. Because as we put money into people's pocket, they will buy goods and services, and those who are producing them will have confidence to expand production and employ more hands, and then the economy will be growing. Because if you are running the business and people don't have the money to buy, then you fold. So we don't want people to fold up. We want them to expand. So IPP, we believe that Ghanaians are going to vote for us because we believe we are going to find money to put 600 million Ghana cedis in our sport industry. Because at the moment, presently, the sport industry globally is 1.5 trillion. Are you okay? What is percentage to Ghana? United States alone is $498.4 billion. So in the sport alone, if you put money there, you're going to create jobs, you're going to create wealth. Everything that we are targeting to do is job creation and wealth creation. So Ghanaians, young men and women who are on the street are looking for a savior. And I can tell you, IPP, Rebecca Kofi Apollo is a savior because, you know, before Jesus Christ came to this world, we sent John to come and prepare the way. So now because Ghana, God loves Ghana so much, he sent 4 Johns. Not only 1 John, 4 Johns. Are you okay? John Rollins, John Kofo, John Mills, and then John Muhammad. Now the Johns have finished their work, so it's time for the Savior to come. And the Savior didn't come from a big family. He came from a small town called Nazareth.
Born in the manger.
Excellent. He came from Nazareth. So maybe you are expecting the Savior to come from maybe a big party. No. It's coming from a smaller party like IPP. And I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We will win these elections because we are the only hope for Ghanaians. We are promising that our kids from class 1 to SHS, we are going to train them into coding and programming. Why? Because we are looking into future jobs. What are the future jobs? The future jobs requires that you have programming and coding. Now, as we are talking, Canada is looking to employ 180.
So you're supplying them with computers and electricity?
Yeah. Canada is looking to employ 182,000 ICT workforce. Australia is looking to employ 100,000 ICT workforce by 2020. So what are we doing? We have to meet that requirement by supplying them instead of having our young men and women hawking on the street, living in desperation. Why don't we prepare them to take jobs anywhere in the world? Because remember, when Kofo was in government, was saying that, was boasting that, remittances have gone up. Who were bringing those remittances? Ghanaians outside. So what is wrong that if you train people to take jobs anywhere in the world instead of wasting their life selling on the street of Accra and Kumasi? So IPP, we've identified that, and we say, no, we can't afford to lose our future generation.
So have you got your offices in all your the requirements in the 2/3 of the constituencies?
Oh yeah, I think it's something that people have misread the Constitution. You see, if you look deeply, take your time and underline. You see, when you're writing an exams, a question will be given to you, and then the examiner is expecting you to take your time to underline the verbs in the question. Yeah, okay. You don't just answer a question because you saw something. You have to take your time, underline the verbs, and know what the examiner is actually looking for. When you read the Constitution, Article 55, it's talking about if you want to form a party, you should meet this requirement. So that's different from running a party now. Are you okay? And then when you go to the political party law, as 574, when you read it, section 15, 1, 2, 3, and 3C, it talks about you should have disclosed to Electoral Commission when you have, after 90 days of having a certificate. Now, my party got registered in 2012, and now we are in 2016. Are you okay? We filed all our audited accounts, and we submitted to the EC our offices. So we don't have a problem with what people are championing. I think they are trying to mislead the populace. There is no law, and I repeat, there is no law that says a political party should have 144 minimum offices. There's no law.
But I mean, even if in the absence of the law, doesn't it help you in terms of exposure so that...
Fantastic. I love that. I love that. We released our manifesto last Saturday.
What language is your manifesto?
In terms of...
I mean, is it
English or...
English, tree?
Yeah, it's English. It's English for now.
What percentage of Ghanaians can read English?
Yeah, some people will read and interpret it to them. Yeah. So what we've done, we send it across, yeah, globally. Now, somebody called me from Australia and said, Mr. Palu, I've heard you release your manifesto. How do I get a copy? I said, give me your email. Let me send it to you. Or if you give me your WhatsApp number, I will send it to you. If you support us, your WhatsApp support document receipts. So we are in a global world and we are in a technological world. This is a knowledge economy.
Let me bring George in here.
Yeah, before George comes in, we are in a knowledge world at the moment. We are not in an industrial economy.
Information
like because somebody had a political party promising that going to turn Ghana into an industrial age. Then I realized that this guy is an old age. Because at the moment we are in a knowledge world. Are you okay? It's a knowledge economy. It's no more industrial economy. We move away from there.
So you're good. Joe, what's the story with regards to setting up offices in at least 2/3 of constituencies?
You see, that issue is not only a law, but it's also constitutional. Okay. Now, maybe for the benefit of the viewers, let me read just the simple English over there. That is Article 55. Okay.
Read the whole Article 55. Don't read part.
No. Oh, I'm coming.
No. Read the whole thing so that everybody will understand. If you read
55,
part, you are
7.
Okay.
55.
No, don't go
7.
You can't jump to 7 because when you are counting, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then straight away you are in 7. How will somebody understand the genesis?
No, if you see,
one take says, your time. We are giving you time. Read from 1 to 7.
No. Do I have the time?
Oh, Nana.
Then I can read.
Nana,
because
how can you count from 7?
Because it says that the right to form
1.
Political parties is hereby guaranteed. That is 1. 2, every citizen of Ghana of voting age has the right to join the political party, which is 2. I mean, subject to the provisions of this article, a political party is free to participate in shaping the political will of the people, to disseminate information of political ideas, social and economic programs of a national character, and sponsor candidates for elections to any public office other than to district assemblies or lower local government units. For every political party shall have a national character, and membership shall not be based on ethnic, religious, regional, or other sectional divisions. 5. This is what is important. Another, the internal organization of a political party shall conform to democratic principles, even the internal, and its actions and purposes shall not contravene or inconsistent with this 1992 Constitution or any other law in Ghana, meaning that even their internal, the political parties, their internal organization must be subject to this Constitution and any other law in Ghana. Okay, 6, an organization shall not operate as a political party unless it is registered as such under the law for the time being in force for the purpose. 7, for purposes of registration, that is registration, a prospective political party shall furnish the Electoral Commission with a copy of its constitution, that is for the purposes of registration, and the names and addresses of its national officers, and shall satisfy the commission that A, there is ordinarily resident or registered as a voter in each district of Ghana, at least one founding member of the party, that is one founding member of the party must come from each of them. B, that is the 7B, the party has branches in all regions of Ghana, in all regions. So it's not talking about the regional capitals. All regions, that is all the 10 regions. All regions, I'm coming. The party has branches in all the regions of Ghana and is, in addition, say that have branches in all the regions of Ghana, and in addition, organized in not less than 2/3 of the districts in each region. Okay, that is, it's not that just have branches in the region, but having branches in all the regions of Ghana. Okay, again, organized. Make sure that it's not that you say that I have office and then you are sitting there. Or I have office here, I have office there, and then you are sitting there.
Let me take a break and come back and find out what that organized means. We come straight back.
Yeah, I think now you are getting...
Yeah, we'll come straight back. The nation's heartbeat, the Ghana Premier League, shows every Saturday on your leading channel, Adum TV. For all the cheers, jeers, tears, suspense, and thrills, don't miss the Never Say Die Accra Hearts of Folk, the fabulous Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the mysterious Abusian Dwab, Sekendi Hazakas, and the new kids on the block. Mediama Liberty Professionals, Brekum Chelsea, Techiman City, Wild Stars, Neo DBRC, and all other premier giants on your favorite channel, Adum TV, every Saturday. It's the Ghana Premier League only on Adum TV. Adum TV, yeah, what Asia. Oh yeah, let me quickly come back to the studio and just try and clarify this 2/3. So you have to organize in 2/3.
I'm coming, you see, and then you say that you have to organize in 2/3, okay, of the district. Now, this is the constitution. Now, when you read the law, okay, at 574, that clause 15, that Apollo, His Excellency Apollo, was just mentioning. In consonance with the Constitution, you see, you cannot enact any law that is in dissonance with the Constitution. That is why the clause 15 says that, again, to buttress what has been written here, if anybody wants the meaning of what is here, is the law that is trying to define what is here. The law, the clause 1 says that within 90 days after the issue to it of a final certificate of registration, you see, here it was talking about if anybody wants to register, a political party shall furnish the commission with details of the existence and location of its national, regional, district, and constituency offices. So this one is not talking about having just the Constitution is saying having. Here, the law is making it clear. No. I'm coming.
No,
I'm coming. Let me.
Oh, let me answer him. Let me answer him, please. We are not.
Let me land. So it's mentioned offices here. The law, if even the Constitution is not clearer, the law says that offices. So it has mentioned offices, not at the regional alone, but as well as all these up to the constituency. 2, a political party shall also within the period specified in subsection 1 submit to the commission that is having all this, not just the offices. It says A, the names, titles, and addresses of its officers at the national, regional, district, and constituency levels, and also at such other levels of organization as the commission may direct, which means that we can wake up one other day, and then the commission will say, no, I want all political parties to have offices in what we call the wards, okay? Then everybody, they have to obey. I say that the officers, the names, and then the name and addresses of the auditors of the political party.
So how does people understand it?
Yeah.
It's
clear. Like I said something, when you are reading, you have to take your time and read. If you read...
Yeah, so just because of time...
You see, there's a key word there. Mm-hmm. The key word is existence. The key word there is existence. Mm-hmm. When you say existence, it's talking about if you have them, are you okay? If you have them, give it to the Electoral Commission. Because one, we don't have a district and we don't have a constituency. Are you okay? Offices. So if a political party is running, a political party runs with a regional and then national and then constituency. We don't run a party with district and all this blah blah blah. But if you have them, that's why the key word there is existence. So it's like in 90 days, whatever you have, show it to the Electoral Commission. That's what it is. Now, when you go back to the same where you read 15.3c, read the 15.3c.
Okay.
15.3c, read it for everybody.
Let's read the 3.
The 3c.
The 3, no, not the C. You told me that we shouldn't read just one. Okay. So let me read the whole of the 3.
Okay.
The 3 say, where a political party, A, refuses or neglects to comply with this section, or B, makes a statement in a matter submitted to the commission under this section, which is false, and C, has refused, neglected, or failed to establish or maintain a national office or to establish or maintain a regional office in every region, the commission may cancel the registration of that political party.
Beautiful. So did they say that if you don't operate a district or constituency office, the EC may cancel your certificate? No.
I think we all live to see.
So the EC may only cancel your certificate if you don't have a regional office or a national office.
So at the moment you have 10 offices.
Excellent. Every party in this country, that's
minimum 10 offices.
Excellent. Because if I want to run a political party, I should have an office in Accra, in the central region, and every region, so that my regional executives can operate. But to have a district office, it's to my advantage. I shouldn't be compelled to have a district office and a constituency office. And I can tell you, some people like Ayariga and all those guys, UFP, they've taken office all over the country, and nobody's sitting in the office. Because running an office is not about painting somebody's store. It's about having people in there to work for you daily. And these days, these modern days, you can't be opening an office and you'll be playing Ludo and you'll be playing
let me give the last word to Joe. What's your message? What's going to be your message this year because of time?
I don't think he has one.
No, you see, I wanted to comment. I mean, for you to say that other parties have, they don't have officers over there. You know that GNA recently reported in the voter region those who have offices over there. But unfortunately, the IPP did not have.
Joe, I ran out of time. What's going to be your message this year?
My message
this
year is that we need to move Ghana into a modern state. Moving
your slogan
Ghana
is?
Into a modern state.
Moving Ghana into a modern state.
Yes.
Moving
governance.
Ghana into a modern
state. Into a modern state governance.
That's what time will allow me today. I want to say thank you very much to Kofi Apalu, who's a presidential candidate for IPP. And thank you to Jacob Asayabwa, who's an independent.
But you didn't ask me for my message for, but
one second.
Yeah, a new plan for jobs and wealth creation.
New plan for job and wealth creation. And thank you very much to Tantiz, who makes my shirt, and she's on 0243662001. 0243662001. Ring Tantiz Fashion and get yourself a nice shirt, just like I wear on the show. Tomorrow we'll be back to do this all over again. Thank you for watching. And gentlemen, Thank you very much.
PM Express was brought to you